in the studio, live all the way through until 2 o'clock, and delighted to be joined by Stuart Burrell from Heritage Will Writers. Good afternoon to you, Stuart.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. You're the finance guy, is that right? Head of all things money.
I'm afraid so, yeah. As exciting as that sounds.
Well, I did a bit of finance myself in my younger days, and without it, businesses don't really do very well, do they?
It's a good point, well made.
Yes, you need to do that. And of course, you've been doing loads of things, so we've invited you back on because, of course, you've won an award recently.
Yeah, a couple of months ago now. I think the last time I came on, we'd recently won a regional award.
Right.
I'm happy to actually say now that we followed that up with some more success, and we won the National Will Writer of the Year award. What
did you have to do to win? Did you have to write one amazing will?
No, there was an independent judging panel.
Right.
To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure how they ascertained how we were better than all of our competition, but yeah, there was a short list of 3. Went down to the Mayfair Hotel in London, many other awards on the evening, but we were delighted to walk away with the trophy in our category.
That's fantastic. Oh, we love award winners, and I always love it when people from Norwich go off and win national awards and things like that. And
yeah.
So you had a bit of a celebration after that, I would think.
Just a gentle one.
Just a couple of cups of coffee and a biscuit, something like that.
Yeah, didn't want to be up late.
No, and that's brilliant. And that took place at the National Paralegal Awards, I think, if I have that right.
That's correct.
I don't really know what paralegal means. I always think of parachute.
They're generally people throughout a legal firm.
Right,
sort of essential to the running of those practices. And
just for people who may have heard of Heritage Will Writers, get that right, but don't know much about you. I mean, how big is the organisation?
Okay, so I mean, we're a fairly large organisation for a small company.
Yeah.
We've got in the region of 40 to 45 members of staff.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a client bank of now just over 32,000 throughout East Anglia and slightly further afield, predominantly Norfolk and
yes.
Cambridgeshire, Suffolk, but slightly further afield as well. So
it's a fair size.
Yeah, it's a good size.
And I guess people need to update wills once they've got them. You don't just have them and then just stick it in a drawer for 20 years, do you?
No, you're 100% right. It's just as important to have an up-to-date one as it is to have one.
Yes, because an out-of-date will is probably no good to you, I would think.
No, not at all.
So how often would you recommend people update them? What's the sort of trigger to saying, I need to get back in touch with you guys?
Well, I mean, there's various trigger points in people's lives. New children, a house move, etc., etc. The loss of a loved one, or various other things like that. We would recommend that you at the very least, sort of look at your will every 2 to 3 years to see if it's still fit for
regular
purpose.
as that?
100%. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I suppose if you move house, then all the addresses and things that you hold are wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you may have a more expensive property or a cheaper property, and your assets have changed.
Yeah, I mean, people's assets would change year on year, won't they? So,
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay, so the message then is, if you have a will, think about when you've last updated it, and if you need to,
absolutely,
get in touch with your provider.
Yeah, I mean, we're quite proactive. We have a client services team that will contact our existing client bank every 3 to 5 years to ensure that everything is up to date for them.
I was going to say, if you do, say, 30,000 people over 6 years, that's still 5,000 people a year. And that's a lot of calls and emails and things going out, isn't it?
It is, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
It takes a lot of managing, on top of the new business coming in.
Exactly, yep. Yeah.
I like the sound of that. And now I wanted to ask you, because I see from my notes you've been working with Langley School, and I'm curious, because you're talking about a corporate benefits package. How does that work with the school then?
Okay, so I mean, we've worked with both Langley School and Edmonton's Electrical actually on this. And earlier this year we launched a corporate package scheme where we will go into businesses and we'll put on seminars for their staff, or we'll see their staff on a one-to-one basis. Yeah, we found that's worked really well with both companies, actually.
It's interesting, isn't it? You say school, I always think children.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
but there were staff there as well.
Yeah, I was shocked to find out Langley's got in the region of 300 employees.
Really?
Yeah.
You forget, don't you? Because you just don't see them when you're dropping the kids off or something. Or
exactly.
So and what's in your corporate benefits package then?
Well, I mean, we can bespoke tailor them to the organisation.
Right.
But in a nutshell, what we will do is we'll make the process as simple for people as possible. So we can either offer them, as I say, a group seminar for their staff, or individual half-an-hour slots. These are all no obligation, no cost involved for anyone to attend. And if they would like to do have a will written or their estate planning looked into a bit further, we're happy to make an appointment with them and go and see them with their partners in their homes, day or evening time, and make it as simple as possible for them.
That makes sense. And it's a good idea to go to a big population of people like that, because I'm sure amongst that people say, oh, estate planning, I never even thought of that.
Absolutely.
I didn't even think I had an estate that needed planning.
Yeah. Well, one of the most popular things we will get from people is, well, I've got nothing to leave, but a lot of those people have got children. So guardianship is a huge part of a will.
That is true, isn't it? And even if you say, well, I've got nothing to leave, if you add up your possessions and things, they're probably worth more than you realise. If you've got grandma's diamond ring in a drawer somewhere.
Exactly.
It all has value, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think people underestimate how much they're worth?
I think they can do, yeah. I think people also underestimate how emotive the process can be.
Right.
A lot of people will think it's very straightforward, I'll just leave everything to my partner, but they don't really fully understand the full implications of that,
right.
Which is why we recommend a full consultation.
Yeah, because you'll know the kind of questions to ask that people may not have thought about themselves.
Exactly.
Talking to Stuart Burrell from Heritage Will Writers. And Stuart, we were talking before the music about things you do within the community and stuff like that, and also you were talking about presenting to school and things. You get involved in charity work a lot, I think, as an organisation, don't you?
Yeah, we pride ourselves on our charity work, actually. We've got a dedicated charity team within the organisation. We've worked very closely with Nelson's Journey both last year and this year. We host a number of events during the year, from a quiz earlier on in the year to last month we held a disco bingo event.
What's disco bingo? Are you dancing while someone shouts, two fat ladies and all the rest of it?
Yeah, well, it works the same way as regular bingo, but instead of a card with numbers on, you have a card with song titles on, and a riff of that song is played, and
you have to find out what it is.
Yeah, it's a light-hearted version of bingo.
I like the sound of it. I just assumed it was a bingo machine with people dancing around.
It's a chance to dress up if you want to, and have a light-hearted evening and have a good time.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And of course, what made you choose Nelson's Journey? Is that your charity for the year, or do you sponsor them every year?
We don't sponsor them every year. This is our second year on the trot with them. I just think they're an incredibly worthy case.
Yes, they do a lot of good work.
The work they do is it's very needed. So if we can contribute to that in some small way, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
We've got a golf day coming up actually on the 3rd of September this year.
Okay.
At Royal Norwich in the week before their big move. So if anyone wants to enter a team on that, please feel free to contact us. And
how many do you need for a team?
Team of 4.
I don't know anything about golf.
Oh, right, okay.
You bats and balls and things like that. It's beyond my expertise. Do you play yourself?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it one of those days where people are saying, "What should we do for a charity event?" And you think, "Oh, golf day, please, golf day."
Yeah, hands up for that. Hands up. Absolutely.
See, if that was me, I'd have a day on the beach sunbathing for charity or something. And so if people want to get in touch with you for the golf day, you need a team of 4.
Team of 4, yeah.
And they just contact you at Heritage Will Writers.
Yeah, absolutely. Our number is 01603 894 500, and someone there will be able to assist.
I'm just writing that down. 894 500.
That's right, yeah.
01603. And okay, and so within all of these things, you've also finding time, and I'm just kind of thinking, how do you find time to go to do various expos and exhibitions and things?
We do.
Do you find that's good for business, or is it just a long day of smiling at people?
No, not at all. No. We find that it's brilliant to raise awareness and get our message out there to as many people as possible, and broaden the potential people that we can help. We've got a couple of events coming up actually on the same weekend. The Run Norwich event on I believe the 27th, 28th of July. We'll be there in the Forum. The same weekend we'll also be at Holcombe Hall for the Holcombe Festival. Oh, right. Which is beautiful surroundings for such an event.
It's very nice, isn't it, Holcombe Hall? Yes, I've been there on a regular basis. And the Run Norwich one is at the Forum, you say 27th, 28th.
That's right, yeah.
You'll be there and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's fantastic. And I don't run either or play golf, so you won't see me either of those events, but Holcombe Hall sounds more me.
Yeah.
And just going back to the business itself, do you find it's easy to find new business? Are people on the phone all the time, or do you have to work quite hard to winkle them out?
There's an element of both cases, actually. We have a number of incoming inquiries, probably an equal number of incoming inquiries as people we go and
Right. Okay. So
take the message
sort
to.
of 50-50. So
Yeah.
half of it comes from people walking in essence, and half of it is about you getting out into the community.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's interesting because it's always lovely to ask these questions because, of course, it's easy to say heritage will writers, large successful business, thousands of clients, and they forget the fact that you're out there pounding the streets, talking
Absolutely,
to people,
yeah.
presenting.
A lot of hard work goes into lead generation and things like that.
And you never know. You can go and do a presentation to 100 people, and 100 people say, "Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
We've already got wills. We're already clued up."
Exactly, yeah.
And but you've got to do it, and I think it's easy to forget that in business. You don't become successful simply by sitting behind a laptop.
No, there's a huge element of putting the time in, isn't there, and getting out there, like you say.
And are there trends in wills? Because I know in what websites they to blog or to video and things like that, or is a will is a will is a will?
Yeah, a will is kind of a will,
And it's never changed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the very old laws that are still governing the writing
Right.
of them and things like that. And we do find they're quite seasonal, though. In fairness,
Really?
Yeah, the Christmas period is a slow time, as is the summer holidays.
I guess some people are on the beach in the summer, and at
Exactly,
Christmas they're
yeah.
out buying Christmas presents.
Yeah.
So do you get like a post-Christmas rush?
Okay, absolutely. Conversely, we have busy periods of time leading up to holidays and just after them. So
It's funny, isn't it? I guess people like to get things in order, and you forget that
Yeah.
society does move as a pack, really, through
Yeah.
summer and winter.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And
Yeah.
and what's it like in terms of the finance side of things? I just want to dig into that a little bit. How
Okay.
big is your team?
What, in terms of number of employees?
Yeah, well, in terms of you in the finance department,
Oh no, the finance department's there's just two of us.
just two of you. So
Yeah.
you have to cope with all the staff and all the finances ebbing and flowing,
Yeah, all those fun things.
all those fun things. And do you also end up advising people on the financial aspect of wills at all, as a business or individually?
No, when it comes to specific financial advice, we have a preferred partner, which is Loveday and Partners, and
Right.
we will defer to them.
Right.
Very much aware of where our skills lie,
Yeah.
where we can help people, and we like to have preferred partners that we can recommend
I
in
like
other
that.
areas.
That's really good. I like to hear that because it means you know where your boundaries are. And as you say, you stick to what you're good at.
Yeah.
And if someone says, "Can I have some financial advice?" instead of say, "Well, I think I'd sell that," or be, no, go and speak to your preferred partners.
Yeah,
Just-
absolutely.
Just give me their name again, please.
Loveday and Partners.
Loveday and Partners. Okay. And because I guess I forget that a will writing service is also a hub for lots of other things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, realistically, when we see someone and do a consultation, we're looking at a full estate planning service rather than just a will writing service. So we're looking at lasting powers of attorneys and family trusts within the wills and what wider aspects involved.
And lasting power of attorney is something that people need to be aware of, isn't it? Really, because
Yeah,
it can.
I believe it's just as important as a will.
Okay.
That is to determine who has the ability to make decisions for you during your lifetime. If you should become unable to via illness or
Incapacity
accident
or
or
something,
incapacity,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So
Yes, and it's not I think of this as one of those subjects that's important to cover.
very much so. It's actually, there is a big push for it out there actually at the
Is
moment,
there?
which is really good. That's great. We're fully behind that.
Of course,
Yeah.
and I think I know people who've left lasting power of attorney until it's almost too late.
Yeah.
And then it's a real pain in the neck to get set up.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone that has not had power of attorney for someone but has had a need to have had it will be devoted in telling other people to get it in place.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, don't make my mistake.
Exactly, yeah.
Get it in place.
Yeah.
And I like the sound of that. So just remind us finally, when you're at the forum, please, for the Run Norfolk event.
So the 27th, 28th of July.
Yeah, and you're also at
last
Holcombe Hall that day as well.
They were also at Holcombe Hall that weekend. Yeah.
So you're spreading yourself out in the community.
Absolutely.
And if
yeah.
people want to get in touch with you, where do you exist in Norwich?
We are based on Drayton High Road. We are opposite Asda on the Helston Industrial Estate.
Very good. Well, nice and easy. Of course, people can also go online and find
Absolutely.
Heritage Will Writers.
Yep.
Thank you for coming in, Stuart.
No worries. Thank you
Absolutely
for
lovely
having
to talk to you. And are you not running in Run Norfolk yourself, are you?
I'm not. No.
Very sensible. Well, that's my view. I'm sure all runners would disagree with me.
Absolutely. Yeah.